Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? All right, what we're going to be talking about is everything under the sun. No, I'm kidding. um, it's not your imagination, okay? Do 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 do. Food has been getting more expensive, and we've been talking about this for quite some time. And it all depends on what grocery store you go to, what state you live in, and things like that. In fact, we're spending about 10.4% more on food at home since December of 2022 as compared to like a year ago. And if you're like me, do you keep your receipts? Can you go back and look at what you spent a year ago? Because I can literally pull receipts right now. It's sad. I never get rid of my receipts. But we have seen lots of fluctuation with food prices, food shortages, recalls, and the name of the game to deal with this is flexibility. In some cases, you may be able to substitute a less expensive ingredient, but some foods aren't so easily replaced. In those cases, you may need to adjust your eating habits. Like, okay, do you ever, you're making one of your favorite recipes and you're like, shite, I don't have that one vital ingredient. And then you go and you're in Google, right? And you're like, what can I substitute this for? Or what can I substitute that for? I do it all the time. And I'm like, no kidding, I can use that instead of that. All right, I got that. I do it all the time, And if you look beyond your typical grocery list, okay, there are some foods whose prices have risen in the fastest in the past year, followed by some alternatives that you can actually use instead. Okay, and I've done my homework, and it's only because I have a large family. I have so many people in my house. It's like and they all have different taste buds, and it's like, this is what I'm making, and if you don't eat it, you're starving because I don't care anymore. It's one of those, because I've gone crazy, I've gone nuts, and I don't care anymore. You're gonna eat what mom makes, and that's that. So this list right here, okay, is what you can, if you don't have, but you can substitute. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Eggs. I know, touchy subject. I get it. No food compares to eggs, okay, when it comes to price increases. Believe me, I hear you. I'm feeling it myself. Actually, you know where I found the cheapest eggs? And you're going to be like, are you kidding me? No, I'm not. Have you ever heard of an online grocery store? It's called Misfits Market. I tried it for the first time. And I got, hang on, I'll show them to you. Hang on just a sec. Okay, these are called Nellie's Free Range Eggs. Okay, these were $2.99 a dozen. It's the cheapest I found for eggs. Yeah, at that Misfits Market, and they deliver right to your door. So if you didn't want to use like Kroger delivery or whatever, yeah. So, and this is the first time I'm actually buying the brown eggs. I don't know if there's a difference, but whatever. So, but yeah, they're free range, organic, and all that. So if you wanted to try out that Misfits Market, I suggest it. I really do. But I just wanted to pass that along, that I found cheaper eggs, online. Who would have thought? But yeah. But you can actually substitute eggs, like for when you're baking. Okay, applesauce, flaxseed, silken tofu. I actually happen to like tofu, but I'll go on. The next thing, let's talk about butter or margarine. Okay, substitute it with oils. Supply issues, they've caused both margarine and butter prices to rise significantly over the past year. Oil is a natural substitute for butter in many applications, such as baking, sauteing. Okay, a little bit goes a long way. So there's some substitutions for you. The next one is lettuce. I know, just listen, okay. You can use frozen or fresh greens. It doesn't have to be lettuce. You can use spinach, you can use mustard greens. But honestly, if you start at your freedom gardens, lettuce is actually one of the easiest things to grow. Even in a hydroponic, they're the easiest things to grow, and they grow so fast. You can't eat them fast enough. That's how fast they grow. So, but baby spinach, arugula, which is one of my personal faves, leafy greens, anything will replace lettuce, okay? The next thing, let's talk about flour, all right? Oats, like quick oats, okay, is a good way to substitute flour. It isn't easy to replace flour, I get it, but since most substitutes are more expensive, you can blend the oats into oat flour as an affordable alternative, okay? The next thing, let's talk about canned fruit, canned veggies. The substitution is seasonal produce, okay? Have you ever gone to a farmer's market? Okay, I'm not just talking, grocery store. I'm talking about farmer's market. Even your local butcher shop, sometimes they get from the local farmers, they get, fresh produce and stuff like that, and it's a heck of a lot cheaper. I do that at the local butcher shop. They get produce from the local farmers, and it's a lot cheaper. And I just use my I cut everything up. I use my food saver, and in the freezer it goes. So, I can show you both of my freezers, and we are full to the top, and we're good. All right. So there does not seem to be any single obvious cause for the rise of canned fruits and vegetables. All right, let's just start there. The only thing I can think of is transportation costs. Tariffs may play a role. But those who want to cut this expense may be able to do so, no Stormy, by purchasing seasonal produce that is grown locally, okay? Or grow your own. That's where I was going. I'm just saying. The next one, no, Stormy, my cat, no, bad boy, no. The next thing is salad dressing. If you aren't already making your own, and you did not get February's newsletter, what are you waiting on? Because I put my own recipes in there for the best condiments you can ever possibly imagine. And yes, there were salad dressings in there. So if you didn't get February's newsletter, email me and I will give you February's newsletter with the cookbook, okay? Anyway, homemade dressings. Homemade dressings, I'm sorry, by far are the best, okay? Yeah, it's nice to have, the ready-made bottled, okay, whatever. But the best is when you make it yourself. I don't care what anybody says. I can give you some recipes that will blow you away, okay? Just ask, all right? The next one is going to make your heart stop. I know, just listen. Roasted coffee. Oh, shh, listen. Roasted coffee, or if you can't get it, instant coffee. All right, I can handle the Sanka. I can handle the Sanka and the Entenmann's, but you can't have the Sanka without the Entenmann's. You can't have the Entenmann's without the Sanka. The next one is processed meats. A lot. Okay. Substitute it with beef or peanut butter, because peanut butter is good with the protein, or beans, Get yourself stocked up on the dry beans, okay? Peanut butter, any nut butter, okay? Nutella. Who doesn't love Nutella? Sunflower butter is actually really good. I love sunflower butter. Along with cheese. They're really great alternatives for lunch meat, okay? Lunch meat, honestly, is not that good for you anyway. But sandwiches can be made out of, you know what the best sandwich I remember growing up with is? A tomato and mayonnaise sandwich with just some salt and pepper. Madonna mia. Yeah. So that's what I remember growing up with in my house. I love tomato and mayonnaise sandwiches. All right. But these are just things that, I'm just putting out there, things that I remember, okay? The next thing, breakfast cereal. Instead of breakfast cereal, how about some oatmeal? What's one of my favorite hot cereals is Farina. Cream of wheat. How about just some homemade granola? I can give you some really great recipes for homemade granola. So I can give you, like I said, some really good recipes for homemade granola. Okay, so matter of fact, I'll put that in March's newsletter cookbook. Okay. The next thing is milk. It's going to come a time, I believe that milk is going to be unreachable for quite a few of us. Okay, it's going to be just too expensive. So why not start now and stock up on dry milk? I love dry milk. I don't drink milk myself, lactose intolerant. So I just stock up on dry milk, and I only use it for when I'm cooking. Okay, I've got so much dry milk, I don't know what to do with all of it. So plus the kids, they don't know the difference when you're putting some Nesquik, strawberry milk, chocolate milk. They can't taste the difference. They really can't. Don't let them tell you anything different. So do dry milk, yogurt, water. Okay, they don't know. So don't let them tell you. All right. But that's all for this video, guys. All right. If you have any other suggestions, put them in the comment section and let's talk. All right. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fearless. Ciao.